All right, let's do this. Hopefully, my voice holds up. It's early in the morning. My family's up. Hopefully, nobody bumps into a wall again. So, number 11, bang. Hopefully, we had that good class discussion. I think we'll have two surprises today. And then one of them we won't really get to because there's a good cliff good cliffhanger here, I hope. All right, let's get right into it. Right after the yellow, they're in the library, right? And they're kind of like ready to leave each other. I think Jules is going to work because she feels like she hasn't been there enough. And then Trey and Sawyer are going to check out some schools that she wrote down. They're going to destroy that evidence so they don't have to say any or have it in writing, so they don't get accused of being school shooters themselves. So right at the top of that column there, .com, I mutter, getting up. Okay, be safe. I give them each a hug. Talk it through from the beginning, maybe. Trey might have some good questions that will trigger something. Anything about day, time, place, maybe identifying features of the, I almost say shooters, but now I'm scared to use the word bad guys. I say, and that triggers my memory. Oh, I say, turning to Sawyer, can you zoom in on a close up of the weapon and the whiteboard? I'm not sure if weapons information will help anything, but I thought of it earlier when Officer Bentley was at school. I could see a logo on his. Is there a way to trace something like that, or like figure out how many bullets a thing can shoot just by looking at it? Right? She didn't want to say shooters, but she just said that. If anybody's like listening, you'd be like, wait, what? Sawyer looks at me with his face dotted with little hints of surprise. In his eyes, the corners of his lips. Good one, gorgeous, he says. Top of the next column. I'll check them both out in slow-mo tonight when I get home, and I'll call you. Big sigh. Okay, so I guess she's happy Sawyer is going to call her. And a question. Why does danger make love so much more intense? I don't know if I read this thing correctly, but in his eyes, the corner of his lips. Okay, maybe I did. All right, 20. Let's do it. I hit the computers after Trey and Sawyer are gone so I can do my tree research. And my best guess is that the bush tree in Sawyer's vision is a redbud. I pay to print a few pages of examples and take off. I make it home before 5 and get to the restaurant early to help set up for dinner. How was your tree research? Dad booms. So notice he could say, how was your tree research? But I'm thinking he says, how was your tree research? Dad booms when I glide through the kitchen. He looks good today. Clean shaven, a smile on his face. At school, a few hours ago, I thought he might have killed himself. But staring at him now, it's hard to imagine he's ever depressed. Good. Successfully identified a redbud tree. But teachers are hitting hard with assignments. I'm going to have to spend more time at school and at the library where I can use decent computers. I cringe, hoping he doesn't see that as a slam because it's just a fact. Our computer sucks. Excuse me. And I need to establish that I'm going to be gone more. But bringing up chess club again is a bad idea. He lets it go, even makes a joke about typewriters. Today, he is my favorite kind of dad. I realize just how seldom this dad comes out these days, and I wonder what triggers it. When I catch a glimpse of Rowan, I know my dad's up days are numbered. As soon as he realizes what she's doing, it's going to be crappy again. Part of me wants to tell them what she's up to, but I can't. I owe her. I owe her big, and she's well aware of that. In fact, she probably planned it that way. I shake my head and watch Rowan with new respect. She arrives on time every day. She kisses mom and dad on the cheek when she sees them and greets Tony the cook. Hey, we were just talking about him in one class yesterday. Like he's family. She tells them just enough about her day that they never say, you never tell us anything, to her. She treats everyone with respect, and she's the one who gets the most customer love on the restaurant comment cards. And it's all a big screen. A ruse. A ruse is like another word for a trick. Well, that's not really fair to say because she truly is a thoughtful, respectful, punctual, someone's punctual, they're on time person. But she also knows how to use her strength to her advantage. And when she goes to New York, mom and dad are going to be absolutely gobsmacked. It's another way to say really shocked, gobsmacked. And they'll never see it coming. Because if anything, mom and dad are looking at me to be the one to disappoint them again. She's a freaking genius. All right, maybe we should talk about Rowan for a second. I think I've said before, she's one of my favorites, but she's a little tricky. I mean, she knows exactly what she's doing, and that is going to be just completely like her parents are going to like gobsmacked. Her parents are going to be absolutely floored. Like, oh, how could you do this to us? So, of course, I'm reading this like a parent, like, oh my gosh, she's been kind of lying to them this whole time. I mean, maybe she is genuinely nice, but she's definitely putting up like a front. She's putting up a, like they said, a ruse. It's not actually her true self. And I was going to say something else, but I forgot. I guess we should get back to the reading. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I would completely trust Rowan. And we're going to find out like one other thing she's been lying about on the next couple pages. All right, let's do this. Back to after the 3 dots right there. With dad working at 100% tonight, mom sends all 3 of us upstairs early. I grab Trey and drag him into his room, which is mildly messy. He has posters of famous people on his walls and weird gadget-like stuff between the books on his bookshelves. I close the door. Well, nothing. We got to 3 of the schools on your list, top of the next column, before dark. And I thought of another one on the way home, but none of them looked right. I flop down on his unmade bed. Crap. He's picking me up at dark 30, and we're going to try to get out to Lakeview and Lincoln Park and back before school starts. Ugh. That's going to be horrible at that hour. He shrugs and sits next to me. We don't have a choice. He thinks we're running out of time. We both lie back on the bed and stare at his ceiling. Anything new? Still, no. I asked him some questions that he thought he could find answers to in the vision. He sighs. Thanks for doing that. No, it's cool. He's a great guy. I smile and look over at his face. You sure you're not in love with him? That gets a laugh. I'm in love with something, I guess, but not Sawyer, though. I still think he's a total hottie. I guess I'm in love with this cute little relationship thing you guys have. His lingering smile is wistful. And, like, Rowan and what's his name? Charlie. Top of the next column. Yeah, Charlie. I heard more about him the other day when I drove Rowan home. Seems like they've got something good, too. My throat catches a little. You'll have it, too. You will. I mean, maybe just not in high school. Maybe college. College for sure. Things will be better. He folds his hands behind his head. I hope so, Jules. I really do. There's a soft knock at his door. Come in, he hollers. Rowan peeks her head in. Hi, I heard my name and came running. She comes in and closes the door. She wrinkles up her nose and sniffs tentatively as she surveys Trey's mild clutter, and then she approaches the bed. I sit up, shove Trey over so Rowan can sit too. The only way you could have heard your name is if you were standing with your ear pressed against the door. It was a short run, she says agreeably. My eyes grow wide and meet Trey's alarmed look. What else did she hear? She sits down and lies back on the bed next to me. So, guys, she says, isn't it about time you fill me in on this whole vision thing? That would be a good place to stop. Like, if Rowan knows about it, who else knows about it? I mean, she does live with him too. So, but Rowan is definitely sneakier than we could have known. Faux show. Chapter 21. Trey says, I say, and then add in a weak voice, what? I lie back down again. She sighs. Oh, please. Just come out with it already. She looks at her cell phone clock. I'm leaving in a few days. Maybe we should talk about that, Trey says. Top of the next column. Nice try. She sits up and scoots back so that she can lean against the wall between Trey's posters of Johnny Depp and Adele. I tilt my head back so I'm looking at Rowan upside down. What exactly do you think you know? Well, I know you have a phone. I know you talk to Sawyer at night when you think I'm sleeping. I know somebody's having a vision of some kind of shooting, and you all seem to think you have to do something about it. Trey snorts and sits up. Well, that about sums it up, Ro. He shakes his head, laughing. Thank you and good night, everyone. I've got an early morning, so Jules, you want to take this one in your office? I just stare, dumbfounded, at Rowan. Oh, Trey adds, standing and fishing inside the pocket of his jeans. He pulls out a familiar keychain. Just remembered. Great news. Dad said it's time to start advertising at school again. He gives me a patronizing smile and hands the keys to the new meatball truck to me. Don't crash it. Have a ball. Haha. Don't forget my $10, I mutter, taking the keys, and then I get up and shuffle towards the door, dragging Rowan by her pajama collar. Come on, you little weasel, I say, girls' quarters immediately. And I do like that visual right there that, it's definitely playful, but, she's kind of dragging her like in those old, I don't know if anybody knows the Three Stooges. That's probably way too old for anybody. Three Stooges, I mean, it's too old for me. It was in like the 1930s, but they would always like pull each other by their ears and stuff. So I can just imagine her doing something like that in a playful way. All right, top of that column right there. First full paragraph right there. Mom and Dad are still in the restaurant. Excuse me. Rowan and I go into our room and close the door. Rowan pulls her terry cloth robe from the closet, rolls it up, and presses it against the crack of the door as a sound barrier. Oh, maybe the two other siblings could have done that. I don't know. Walls could be thin there, though, too. I stand at the closet, take off my clothes, and put on some shorts and my Peace, Love, Books shirt. Oh, I like that. Who can argue with that, right? I wish you all had shirts like that. I mean, how can you go wrong with those three things? Peace, love, books. God, I don't see anybody reading books anymore, which is a shame. My old man rant. Over. Which I got from this dope bookshop called Anderson's. So dope. People used to say that a little while ago. Not so much anymore. And then we saw Adele and Johnny Depp. So maybe this might have been like 20 years ago, 15 years ago. Ever since the visions, I started wearing it to bed because it made me feel calm. And bed plus calm equals sleep, which I can always use more of. Rowan turns out the light. So when our parents come upstairs, there's no chance of them seeing any light through the door cracks and barging in. We climb into her bed. I lie on my side and sling my arm over her waist like I used to do when we were younger. And we would talk about what the hell she's going to and we talk about what the hell she's about to do. I guess I want to meet him, I say. I feel like Mom. She's quiet for a moment. Well, come to the library during second hour then. Tomorrow. I'm always in that little study room when the door shut. Top of the next column. I have class. Rowan sighs. Honestly, Jules, you're supposed to be the bad child. What? You want me to skip class? They'll call home. Not if you have a note from Mom. Right, and that'll be easy? Oh, Jules, tisk. What? You forged her signature too? Do you even go to class at all? I'm pretty good at it, actually. I shake my head in Rowan's pillow and almost laugh. One day, you are going to get so busted. Top of the next column. Nope, she says, because I have you taking the focus away. At least you admit it. Why wouldn't I? I'm nothing if not grateful. I pinch her upper inner arm in the soft spot that hurts about 50 times more than it should, and she stifles a yelp and jabs her elbow into my boob. Ow, loser, I mutter. We nurse our injuries. Okay, fine, I say. Write me a note, and I'll find you. In my mind, it's already written, she says. Okay, Gandhi. Top of the next column. That was Yoda. Not even close. Yeah, well, I'm a little young for Star Wars. You're a little young for having a long distance boyfriend. You're a little young for stalking a serial killer. They're not serial killers, I say. It's a school shooting. I spend the next 10 minutes giving her the whole explanation of the past months, including my crash vision and how everything happened with that, and everything that's happening now with Sawyer. And she just listens and doesn't seem surprised or incredulous or anything. Incredulous, it's like accusing. What does it say there? Unwilling to believe something, I think it said. Yeah. So if you look at someone incredulously, it's like you don't believe them, like you're mad at them. Yeah, she didn't seem like that at all. All she says is, I wonder what the shooter's motivation is. So you believe it? I ask. Why wouldn't I? You, Trey, and Sawyer can't all be nuts. What a relief. Later, when I'm in my own bed, falling asleep while waiting for Sawyer to call me, Rowan whispers, Jules, top of the night calm. I open my eyes and stare at the blinking neon light on the wall. Yeah? You said Sawyer thinks it's happening soon, right? And the weather forecast has the snow gone by early next week. Yeah? Next week is spring break for all public schools around here. Nobody's in school. Every classroom in Chicago will be empty. My heart clutches and I suck in a breath, and then my pillow starts vibrating. Oh, that is probably the perfect place for us to stop. But that might confirm a couple things. I think 2 classes are in on this already. But if you're in a class that hasn't come up with this yet, let me just we could pause in case anybody has any thoughts. But there are a couple classes that think that this school shooting actually happens at Charlie School. So if that's the case, that makes perfect sense. Now, I think this is the first time we've learned that they're going to be on school vacation. And maybe the author wanted it that way, like this big reveal, because I think I made the statement in class a couple days ago or whatever, like she's actually skipping school for a week. So no, it's actually, this is kind of eerie, but it's actually really close to the time of year that we're in now. I mean, next week we're on April vacation. I planned it just like that. No way. No, I couldn't have planned it like that. I'm not that good. But it is a little eerie when like, oh, wait a second. This hits a little close to home. So if you're in a class that hasn't come up with the idea that this might be in Charlie's school, there's some evidence there that we can point to that maybe it is. Maybe they all will be making a flight to New York sometime soon. And then tomorrow we'll read about what is Sawyer. What has he found out in his newest vision or something?